What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. If you're an old moldy haircut like this one, welcome back. Today we are out at a former caravan site that was sort of active up until about the 1970s before it was decommissioned due to flooding. I've already been out here a couple of times. You might have seen some of my social media posts about pulling out some beautiful coins from the 1940s to the 1960s, all silver, and this is completely unsearched ground. And so far, I'm having a blast out here. I'm out here without a tripod, so we're going to just show you the finds as they come out of the ground. I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to another YouTuber called Just Jay's Detecting. There's a link to his channel in the description below, and I implore you to go check it out. He's an Australian detectorist. His videos are super clean, very enjoyable to watch, and he finds some awesome stuff. Without further ado, let's get swinging. I'm using the Minelab Equinox 600. I use it in Park 2, so I get 50 individual ID tones, and I've got it in all metal mode. Now the reason I use these settings is the tones identify what's under your coil more than the target ID numbers. In combination with the target ID numbers, this is an extremely accurate machine. Man, that was a deep hole for a pull tab. We got our next signal here. It's a little bit sketchy, but all the targets in this area are, because it's a floodplain, there's a high salt concentration and lots of sand and kind of a lot of interference. No matter how much you ground balance your machine, you're still going to get a little bit. So it could be like a bottle top, but it's running up a 21, so it could be a sixpence as well. Oh, there's my plug, and she was down probably about 4 inches or so, and we've just spotted it here. Oh hey, we got a penny. Nice. It's a little bit corroded. Again, this soil is very acidic. It's a rue penny. These things don't just keep your teeth clean, they can also help you clean up your coins. Doing this one-handed. Oh, we'll clean it up a bit later, see if we can't get a date off it, but very nice. We got our first penny. We've got another signal here. It sounds very good, except for the fact that it's giving me the numbers and the tone of a 2-cent coin. Well, it wasn't even that, it was a bit of scrap aluminium. I just pulled out a Cotty's orange drink top, so that should give some of you guys a little bit more of an idea of the time frame that we're working off. I wasn't going to film this because it sounded so sketchy. It must have been on its side, but there is an Aussie 2-cent coin. Alright, second coin for the day. Nice. And not 2 feet away, we pulled out another one. Another 2-cent coin. So we found a more modern area, but good nick coin, and you know, just the metal weight in these is worth collecting. You find so many of them, and being made out of copper. Finally guys, that coil picked up something absolutely awesome. I had to dig a hole to try, and it was quite deep down. You can see it's my whole hand length, so possibly 5 inches. It was a super sketchy signal, which usually happens when targets are small and deep. I just started searching around my pinpointer, and I flicked over this little clump of grass, and we've got our first silver coin. Look at that. 1943 threepence. Beautiful, that's exactly what we wanted. Silvers, man, I freaking love finding silvers. How cool is that? It's actually something very important to remember when you are using any machine, is that even though the majority of good things like coins will give you a consistent number and tone, there are times and reasons why it won't. For instance, a deep target, a target that's giving you small surface area, that's a coin like on its side as opposed to being flat, will give you sketchy signals. And knowing what your machine does when those good targets are giving you sketchy signals is what gets you those sort of coins. Most people would have walked past that, and it had a pull tab only about half a foot away from it, which was confusing the signal. So I dug the pull tab, rescanned my hole, and found that silver coin. So rescanning, learning your machine's noises and tones and why it does what it does is so important. The only way you're going to be able to do it is to get out to a place like this and dig every single target you come across until you build up a picture. The other thing I should say about half silvers in Australia is they scan up on the Equinox as a 16, the threepences do, which means that they fall right in the middle of 20-cent coins, bottle tops, pull tabs, a whole heap of stuff. And that's why often you won't find very many on your hump, because they're mixed in with the trash. So just bear that in mind. Once again, we've got a really nice consistent 21, which is not normally what this coin is. Like, the salinity in this soil is absolutely killing the machine's accuracy for what I'm used to. But we got another 1 cent coin. It rang up as a 21. Normally these are about a 23 to 24. So that is another cool find, a good indication that no one's really detected this place before. And there's lots of stuff left in the ground. Down a door handle. Having a real hard time at the base of these trees digging nice plugs because the roots are so thick. I just flicked a bottle top out of this monstrosity here. I got the same sort of signal out of this. It was a nice high 20, low 30, sketchy, and I can just see a coin sticking its head out, so it must be a penny because you don't get 30s anywhere else. Very nice. Look at that, 1965? 1960. There we go, 1960 Australian rupee penny. Very nice. Just working under this massive tree, and I'm getting a lot of these sort of saplings. I got a nice 22 signal up against it. I had to dig right down there, and this just flicked out. Exactly. Oh, it's Snoopy. Ah, it's a Snoopy badge. Oh, that's cool. That is really, really cool. There you go. We found a Snoopy. In all honesty, it's starting to get a little bit more than a joke about how many of these 2 cent coins I'm pulling out. So I think it might be time to call it a day. Let me show you my finds. We've been here for about 2.5 hours, and this is what we found. All of these are 2 and 1 cent coins. I stopped digging them, which is a dangerous thing to do because they often ring up very similar to some silvers because there were just so many of them. Then we got the awesome little Snoopy badge. We got the 2 pennies, one from 1960 and an undetermined date. I can't get that crud off. It's like cemented on there. The piece de resistance is that beautiful 1943 threepence. How nice does that look? It looks like it's come straight out of the factory. And it's probably been in the ground for at least 70 years. So this, coupled with the finds that I found the other day, including a couple of sixpences and pennies and whatnot, means that this site holds a lot of potential. It is going to take me so long to dig all of these targets. This has been a little bit of a different video because I don't have my tripod, so I was a little bit limited in how I could actually film this, but I hope you did enjoy the video, and I hope to bring you a lot more videos from this place, including finding some big silvers. It'd be nice to find some like shillings and florins and whatnot, and maybe something a little bit older. Maybe if I could pick up something from, say, like the late 30s, I'd be really, really happy with any coins like that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, hit that bell button, the like, share and subscribe button as well, because that helps me grow the channel bigger and better for you guys. Until next time, say hi to your dad for me. Peace, and I'm out. Australians use actually pretty decent locks. They all use Abus locks, I've noticed. You watch all the lockpicking videos from the US, and they're all using master locks, which are really easy to get into, like really easy. Never buy a master lock. Just like that one. I know that lock's worth about $40 and you can pick it in about 3 seconds. In Australia, it's all Abus, and they're really hard. They've got security pins and everything. Buy Abus, that's what you want to do. Now we're on a very busy street just outside Camera House to pick up a microphone for the new DSLR, and then we're going to go swing on an oval for a bit and see if we can't find any coins. So we got into the Camera House, finally, opened, got all my B-roll for the morning, which is awesome, and we got a brand new shiny mic, and we got a fancy GorillaPod. Mark's standing behind the camera, he doesn't want to be on film. But that's alright, thanks Mark.
No worries, cheers.
We've got everything on. Can you tell the difference? Is the microphone working? Does it sound better? You're also on a GorillaPod, which is pretty cool, isn't it, Grizzly? What's up? We are here. We're going to get the Equinox out of the car. Let's get swinging. got the coolest thing ever to show you. Hang on. I was sent these by a subscriber. Check them out. These things are bad. I used them out on a sandy section detecting the other day, and you can just dig without a shovel. It's awesome. I'm going to try them in the playground because it's only tan bark, and these look cool. So I've got my Wolverine hands. I dug a hole to China for a thing. Hey, these things are legitimately awesome. Try digging with that any day of the week. So many ring pulls, seriously. It's been so long since I found a coin, I'm starting to forget what they actually sound like on the knocks. I've dug up a lot of ring pulls, which is a good sign because it means out here all of the gold's probably been left in the ground. Ring pulls, or gold rings and ring pulls sound exactly the same. So, I don't know, keep looking, keep digging ring pulls, and you know, maybe I'll find the $1-2 coin that someone else has left behind. Please get some hotcakes and a large flat white, please.
Hotcakes and a large flat white. Did you want that in a meal?
No, thank you. I'll tell you what. This is a different detecting sort of video. The whole concept was to take you on a vlog of a day that just doesn't, it's just a day. I just had the metal detector in the car, had a couple hours to kill, so I went out and did it and didn't find very much. And that's the nature of living in a big town. Often you'll run into other people who are enthusiastic about whatever you do. So metal detecting and gold prospecting in this area are incredibly popular because this is where it happens. You know, we've got all the right stuff in the right areas. We've got some very old buildings, we've got some very old parks, we've got a lot of ground that holds gold in it. And often you will get skunked, you won't always walk away with stuff, but it was more of an exercise in me creating a different type of detecting video. I've got my coffee, means I can start my day properly, and other than that, I'm gonna go home and get Zoe up, I reckon. All right, let's go do that. Wake up.
No.
Welcome to summer in Australia. Grizz, stop, stop. Mr. Grizzly, stop, stay there. And this is why we pay careful attention. Look at the size of this fella. He is massive. He would be close to 1.5 meters long. I just got here too. Bugger. This is going to make prospecting terrible. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you a quick video about the gold monster and how sensitive it is. So this is set in the highest sensitivity it can go before it goes into Auto Plus, which is basically an automatic ground balancing system. So we take it back out of that. Now, we'll leave this just here for 1 second. In my pan, I've got some panned gold. I'll show you how small this stuff is. Look at those 2 tiny dots. I'll try and get this thing to focus. No, doing this one hand, not going to focus. Doesn't matter, they're 2 little bits of gold. Let's put one of them back. We'll put the other one up in the top corner there. Alright, so we've got that one tiny little bit of gold, and there's going to be nothing under my pan to set this thing off. So let's show you this. Just some background ground noise. Now, put this back, little dot in there. Look how ridiculous that thing is. Now, here's where it gets interesting though. If we get a rock, now I've scanned this rock here and it's not a hot rock. So if I show you that, no noise, so not a hot rock. We put that over the bit of gold, okay? So now we've got some dense earth on top of that tiny speck of gold. and it still picks that thing up. Now, if I scan this bit of bedrock here, I've got a signal there. So what we're going to do is scratch this crack out and pan it off. I'll put all the gold in a snuffer bottle, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we've got any of that beautiful yellow. So I've scratched out a ton of that dirt, but the signal got clearer and it's still in the rock. Listen. So we now know that we've got to try and crack that piece off. Try as I might, this is all the dirt I could get out of there, and I couldn't pop that off. It's actually really solid. There was a tiny hairline crack running in there. I got as much dirt out of it as I could by smashing in and around it. Let's clean this out and find out what's in it. Well, we've got about 4 micro dots just in there, and it's not going to make the detector go off. However, there is a hot rock down here, so I'm pretty sure that's what was setting the detector off. A tiny little hot rock just in one of these cracks down here. We've still got those 2 bits of gold sitting right now. But all in all, Mine Lab, seriously, if that thing can pick up those 2 tiny little dots of gold, you have done amazing work.